The guy in the White House is not very happy with his go-to network, Fox News, because they hosted a town hall for Democratic candidate Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Yes.
Yeah.
I always think I'm saying it wrong, and then I have to say it 3 more times, and then I think, am I repeating myself often? It's a whole thing. So, of course, he tweeted that Fox is wasting airtime, they're moving to the losing side, and that Alfred E. Newman will never be president. Here's what Mayor Pete said about why he was doing it.
You know, a lot of folks in my party were critical of me for even doing this with Fox News. And
I've heard that.
and I get where that's coming from, especially when you see what goes on with some of the opinion hosts on this network. I mean, when you got Tucker Carlson saying that immigrants make America dirty, when you've got Laura Ingraham comparing detention centers with children in cages to summer camps. But I also believe that even though some of those hosts are not always there in good faith, I think a lot of people tune into this network who do it in good faith.
So isn't it his job to plead his case to the other side and to make a news network do what they're supposed to do and be a news network? Isn't that what this is supposed to be?
Well, I have believed from the beginning that Elizabeth Warren and who else was it? Kamala Harris. They were the ones who said they didn't want to go to Fox. I think they should, because when the Democrats don't show up, they lose. Just like they did in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania last time when Trump got in. They need to show up. That's my philosophy about anything in life, as a matter of fact. Show up.
Yeah. I think he echoed what we've said at the table many times. There are people that watch Fox News that do watch it in good faith. They watch it to get their information, to get their news, and you can't always speak in an echo chamber. You've got to go into difficult spaces with people that don't agree with you. It's what we do here every single day.
Didn't the guy get a standing ovation?
He got a standing ovation at the end of the town hall, and he did the right thing.
I watched it before Game of Thrones last night, and yeah, there you go. And I will say he did very well. There's some policy positions I don't agree with, and I'm probably that good faith Fox viewer. There are some policies he put into place that are, it's just too left for me. But he came off very comfortable in a town hall setting. I think that was like the mayoral side of him. Very open to conservatives and Republicans in the country and independent voters. And he did get a standing ovation. So I do agree with you, Joy, that it makes Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris look a little ridiculous not to go in front of a Fox audience. One caveat to this. It was a very old, very white audience in New Hampshire in that town hall. And he right now is polling 1% among non-white primary voters, according to a Fox News poll, and 0% among South Carolina black voters in a Post and Courier poll. He has a serious problem with minority voters. If I were him, your next stop should be South Carolina, someplace where you're actually talking to the voters that you are. You know, 0% is staggering for him right now, and I do think that it will ultimately become a problem for him. And now that he has this defeated, I do think he needs to start focusing on.
But it's a major coup to go after Laura Ingraham and that other nut. What's his name? Tucker Carlson.
You think that will fix the 0%?
No.
And he has spoken to Al Sharpton.
It's almost like a side issue, whether he's going to win or not win. The guy goes out there and is speaking.
And he did go to South Carolina, and he spoke to black voters. He did actually meet with Al Sharpton, and he did go before Nan. So this is something that he's already done. And there aren't a whole bunch of, as far as I know, black folks watching Fox News on the regular. So that wasn't.
It would knock your lips off if you.
There are some, but there aren't millions. So I think his goal in going on Fox News was to speak to white Republican conservative voters, some independents, that he hasn't had that connection with.
0% is really bad.
So. Well, you know what?
I'm sorry. I mean, facts are stubborn things. 0%'s not great.
If your only goal is to be president, there are other goals that I think a lot of these people have.
I'm not knocking it. I'm saying the problem.
Well, I think it's a good thing. I'm glad he did it. I'm glad he did it. And the fact of the matter is, he should be out there speaking to Americans, not black Americans, not white Americans, not Latino Americans, Americans. Because the bottom line is, you don't know what I look like when I pull the lever.
Yep.
You don't know what, I'm not voting black or white. I'm voting who's going to run the country best. And so, you know, meeting with Al Sharpton, meeting with this one, you know, you meet with a whole, you met with us, you know, we count.
Yeah.
A lot.
You know.
Yeah.
And,
we count a lot.
You know, and it's going to take people a minute to figure it out.
Well, just for what it's worth, 47% of black women have Biden as their top choice. 40% of black men support Biden, according to a Morning Consult poll.
It may be true. Listen, with Biden, you know one thing. He knows how to clean up a mess.
Yeah.
And we're in a mess. So I think most people are thinking, okay, when when you know who gets out.
Trump.
Of office.
Trump.
The guy in the White House?
Yeah.
You have never said his name. In 2 years, she has not
I
said
said
his
it
name.
once, and then I was sick as a dog after.
You took ill.
I took that. No, I think that people, I believe people do want some kind of way to get back to some semblance of America that they recognize.
Yeah. Listen, he's an incredibly ambitious politician with a huge future in front of him no matter what. That was very evident last night.
Indeed.
The cleanest, smoothest I've seen do a town hall on Fox. That can't be negated. No. But it's a long path to get to Emerald City right now.
So we got a while to go. We'll see.
But but can I make one more point?
Only if you can say it right now. Okay, we'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Later, debt of gratitude. How one billionaire just made sure that an entire graduating college class doesn't have a penny of student loans to pay off. Okay.
It is raining candidates here on The View.
And the candidates are lining up.
First interview he's given since he announced. Please welcome former Vice President Joe Biden.
They all voice different views.
Do you think this country is ready for a gay president?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
But they all have one thing in common. They come here to make news.
I'm going to run for president of the United States.
I love that you'll make it official right here on The View.
This is the best place to do it.
In this epic year ahead.
Anybody who wants to make it to the next level in politics has to come on this show.
Because this is the place to be heard.
People come here because they know folks are watching.
On ABC. Fun on View Your Deal. And WHOOPI sharing her life and death struggle and introducing you to the doctors who got her healthy again.
Welcome back. So, when billionaires sit around trying to figure out what to do, maybe they should take a page out of this guy's book. Billionaire Robert F. Smith absolutely floored the graduating class of Morehouse College because he gave them more than just a commencement speech. Take a look.
Now, I've got the alumni over there, and this is the challenge to you, alumni. This is my class, 2019. And my family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans.
Now, did you see the guy on the right?
Yeah.
Because he's like, did he just say what I thought he said? Oh, my God. Now, as you know, I think student loans are one of the big blights in this country. And whenever I think about what people could be doing, maybe we need to do a, when people raise money, what is it called?
The GoFundMe?
Like GoFundMe thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should do a GoFundMe for paying off student loans. Maybe billionaires should get together around this country and help eliminate the student loan debt, because I know people who are in their 40s that are still paying their student loans.
Many of my friends are still paying off their student loans in their 50s.
The Obamas were still paying theirs off right before he was elected president. I said they were still paying it off.
I just remember applying to schools and getting into my top schools that I wanted to go to and not having the money to go and having to choose a schools that I didn't necessarily want to go to, but because they could offer me more money, and that shouldn't be a decision that any kid has to make. And I was looking at the stats, $1.56 trillion in total U.S. student loan debt. Wow. And student loan debt is now the second highest consumer debt category behind only mortgage debt. In fact, it's higher than both credit cards and auto loans.
And I don't
it's
understand
crushing people's dreams.
Why you can't. I never understood why it couldn't be forgiven. Because I don't know who gets that money. I assume it's the bank.
Yeah.
And why the bank couldn't say, hey, oh my God, you just lost your entire family. Yeah, we're going to let you, we're going to take this debt away. You have to pay, it's like you have to pay student debt no matter what. No matter what.
No matter what.
If you pass away, your family's got to pay that student debt. I want to know why. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to know why. Who made it that important?
Yeah.
Who made it that important? It's not like people are trying not to pay it. They're trying to pay it off, but what the hell?
71% of college grads graduate with debt. 71%. And masters also have, master's students shoulder the majority of that debt as well.
Was there once something we were floating around in the country where you couldn't go to people just out of high school to offer them credit cards? Am I crazy? Does anybody remember this, or did I dream it?
No.
Okay.
What is it?
Where they were trying to get credit card companies to stop going to these colleges and offering these kids.
They did it on my campus.
Yeah,
They tried
and offering these kids, you know, the things to sign up for a credit card that they can't afford.
I got them.
But you married well.
Yeah. He married into some debt.
Can we move on to my little note, if that's okay? So over the weekend, I saw this on Twitter. I thought this was amazing. The largest class of black women graduated from West Point over the weekend, 34 black women. This year's class also has the highest number of female Hispanic graduates, 19. And the 5,000th female cadet will graduate. The first woman who graduated from West Point was in 1980, which seems way further than I imagined the first woman to graduate from West Point. And these women won't have debt. They are serving our country. And I just love women in the military. My brother went to the Naval Academy. My sister-in-law's in the Air Force. And I just think this is the best America has. And they deserve all our applause today. Wonderful.
So just note to billionaires, pay off some student debts.
Yeah.
That'll get you into heaven. We'll be right back.
So how close did Whoopi really come to dying? What warning signs did she ignore? And who were the people she says saved her life? She's sharing the story you haven't heard. Next.
You have heard me talk about my battle with double pneumonia and sepsis, which is a poisoning of the blood, but you may not realize just how close I was to taking my final bow. So today I wanted to share my story and some information that could literally save your life. But first, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce you to the two guys who actually saved me. Please welcome Dr. Jorge Rodriguez and Dr. Martin Greenberg.
This guy's been here before. So happy to have you here today, really.
Thank you.
You were here the other day for Howard Stern, too.
Yeah, had a great time.
Yeah. But, you know, Whoopi, let's start with this.
Yeah.
I want to hear what happened to you the night that you actually thought that, you know, that things were really bad. What happened?
I got home from work, and I had said to, I think I'd said to Karen, who's our makeup woman, I said to her, I don't feel so good, because I had been sick for a while.
You had been sick for a while.
You know, like November, I got sick, and then it kept going and going and going. So the night of the, what is it when he talks about the State of the Union? State of the Union is on, and I am thinking, this can't be the only reason I'm feeling sick. And I called Tom, who is my partner. I said, I think I need to go to the hospital. I don't feel good.
A business partner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Tommy immediately called Dr. Jorge because it was not good.
Yeah, it was not good. I mean, I remember it specifically. It was a Tuesday night, and so I got a call from Tommy around 9:30. So, and he goes, Whoopi's on the phone. So immediately I'm like, what the hell is wrong? And I could barely understand Whoopi what she was saying. Because she was
teeth were chattering.
Her teeth were chattering.
Like, it was bad.
She was gasping for air. Right? And I know her house, so she's like, I said, why don't you get a blanket to cover you? And she said she was in the kitchen, and she said, I can't walk a couple of feet.
Couldn't walk, couldn't breathe.
She couldn't get anything. And then when she said, I just want to lay down and go to sleep, I'm like, oh, hell no, you're not going to sleep. Right? Because you don't know. I mean, it just sounded very serious. I mean, she couldn't breathe. Her teeth were chattering. She was obviously in what we call rigors. And I was afraid.
What do you mean by that?
Rigors, which are shakes.
Okay.
Shaking chills. And I was afraid that she was septic. They thought it was a tooth, and I'm like, no, this is not a tooth.
But when she said, I just want to lay down, did that do it for you?
Absolutely. I tried not to sound scared. Tom says I did.
You were like, no, you're not laying down.
No, you're not laying down.
Okay.
You know? And
You think she wasn't going to wake up?
I was afraid she wasn't going to wake up, because you don't know if someone, you know, when they give you those clues, is she really now just tired? Or is she going to become unconscious and this is it? Yeah. So I wanted her talking to me. I was telling her bad jokes. I am telling Whoopi Goldberg jokes, right? So that's how serious it was.
So what happened then?
So what happened then is that it was this, you know, three-way conversation and we're waiting for Karen, and the traffic was bad. And I'm like, Thomas, maybe we should get an ambulance. I'm like, yeah, maybe we should get an ambulance. So in the meantime, Tom's trying to get an ambulance. I'm calling the emergency room to tell them, you know, Whoopi Goldberg's on the way. Not just because it's Whoopi, but you need to sometimes give them the alert that this is serious. This isn't just
coming in.
Something's coming in, and it's serious, and they need to be ready.
Right.
So all that was transpiring over a couple of hours.
And then I met him.
Yeah. Dr. Greenberg, you were the physician who treated Whoopi at the hospital, and she has told us that the scariest moment of the whole experience was being told that she possibly could have lost her life. I think that's scary for everyone to hear. What was it about her condition that was so dangerous?
Well, when I first met her and examined her, she was in a bad way. She had high fever, she was short of breath, very rapid heart rate, and a low oxygen level, which is not a good sign. And when people are admitted to the hospital, there's an index that we use to assign a severity. And she, taking in all of the symptoms and signs, she had a chance of dying of 30%, 1 in 3, yes. So it was all hands on deck.
You had to drain her lungs twice?
Yes. She had a very short period of improvement the first couple of days. And then...
Is that your lung water?
Well,
yeah.
it looks, to me, it looks like beer.
Yeah, it does.
Coors Light.
Coors Light.
Yeah, kind of.
What color is it supposed to be?
It's supposed
Clear.
to be that color.
That color?
Well,
Yes,
Oh.
it has pigments in it.
You're not even really supposed to have
Yeah, I was
that.
going to say, you're supposed to have that.
You're not supposed to
that
have
at
that at
all.
all. When you have a bad pneumonia or you have a malignancy in your lungs, the lung weeps and it fills this pocket called the pleura, and it basically keeps pressing in. And Martin had to drain it numerous
It
times.
became like a sponge, very heavy, very boggy. And when she had a change in her whole exam that day, I got a CAT scan right away, waited until it was done, and then drained the fluid. And as you said, it had to be done a second time, and actually it came back again.
I remember
So
that part, yeah.
we had to get a radiologist to put a little
And Whoopi,
tube in.
you had a cancer scare, I understand, and I can't even imagine what it would be like to hear that a doctor said you could have died. You had a 1 in 3 chance of dying.
Well, you know. What could you do? You know,
You were
it's
worried
just like...
you weren't going to be able to host the Oscars.
That's right.
Yeah.
Everybody thought she was going to host the Oscars.
Everybody thought I was...
supposed to.
yeah.
And she should have. Well, you were supposed to present.
You were supposed to
I was
present.
supposed to
Yes.
present, but
Should make it.
but they had all kinds of things saying what was happening. But what was really happening was, suddenly I couldn't breathe for the first time, and they ended up putting a spigot on me.
Yeah.
Because you can't go in more than twice when you drain the fluid. So it basically came in a cute little case. And I had to carry it everywhere. And so here it is, and it's coming, and it's draining, and it took a little while.
She downplays it, but when you have something like this, if that hadn't cleared, they would have had to gone in, do surgery, ripped it off. So it was a serious thing that he did.
Yeah.
She was away a long time.
I was away a long time, and when we come back, one of the things you'll find out is why it took so long to come back. 4 days for every day that you're out. I was out for a month. Figure it out. We'll be right back.
With Dr. Jorge Rodriguez and Dr. Martin Greenberg. So, Dr. Greenberg, you brought some of Whoopi's x-rays with you?
Yes.
Do you carry them around with you?
No. It's a HIPAA violation.
Well, tell us what we're looking at.
Well, the X-ray, that's the x-ray from admission. And as you can see on one side, there's, at the base of the lung, it's white. And it should be black. It should be full of air.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the top part, that's the normal part. It's the bottom that's...
And that's where the fluid was.
This should be clear.
Yes,
wow.
that's correct.
That should be what?
That should be clear.
It should be black.
Oh,
The lungs are full of air. And it's more opaque because the fluid's in the space around the lung. That's after she got all better. We got her all better.
Got better.
Wow.
So you see, yeah.
Dr. Jorge, for our viewers watching, what are the warning signs and symptoms we need to pay attention to when it comes to pneumonia? Because Whoopi had this cough for a while. We were just talking during the break. I noticed her coloring was really gray, and I thought Karen, our makeup artist, had changed her makeup.
See, all lawyers think they can be doctors. That's just
Of course. I have my Google MD.
Absolutely. Oh, don't even start with that one. But a lot of the symptoms have to do with what you also see with colds and flus. One of the things is if something lasts for a long time, you really need to have an alert. But a cough is one of the first symptoms, all right? Fever, especially if you have fevers that cause you to shake like that, that's a big symptom.
Yeah.
If something lasts more than 3 to 4 days, go see your doctor. Women
Well, you sound
are...
like you're talking about, you know, a run-of-the-mill flu.
That's why I said if there's something that lasts for a while, you really need to be alert. And I think people that work very hard, if you're short of breath,
coughing,
if you
especially
cough
coughing up blood.
that's it. If you cough up blood,
serious.
if you
You were
wheeze,
coughing up blood, Whoopi?
no.
Oh,
No, that's one of the potential symptoms.
Oh, okay. One of the potential symptoms.
That's one of the...
I was like, what? Oh, okay.
It was when she found out she couldn't host the Oscars.
But you know, the crazy thing is people don't take this seriously. They don't take pneumonia seriously, and you have to. And this idea that we can fight through everything, because that was my problem. I get a cold and I don't take I don't take stuff. I just fight through it. You can't do that. It will kill you. Inactivity, not doing anything, not checking, will kill you. So get your ego together and say, you know, yeah, I'm going to the doctor because I don't feel good. It's okay to go to the doctor because you don't feel good. Because you'd rather be alive bitching about it than dead.
Yeah.
Well put. Exactly.
Well, Whoopi, this has been an incredibly long recovery process for you. You were out from the show for over a month.
Yeah.
You were in the hospital for about 3 weeks, which isn't such a long time. I want to know how you're feeling, but I also want to know from the doctors, what can she do to avoid relapse? Because I think as her co-hosts and friends, this was a scare.
Yeah.
Had enough health scares the last year. Something happens to her. I think I got to leave Earth too, as well.
Yeah,
so
well,
what can she do? I don't think I could handle it. I love
A, it's
you.
not going to happen. B, you don't need to go anywhere.
Okay.
But I think the main thing is if we had a broken arm or a broken leg, you would know not to run, right, or not to pitch. When your lungs aren't working, all right, you need to realize that's an organ. So you need to not overexert it. You need to not overdo it. And what I wanted to editorialize earlier is that in my practice, in my experience, women come in the sickest than men. And I think it's because women are used to taking care of everybody else, right? And then they put themselves last.
I would have thought it would have been the opposit, because men never want to go to the doctor.
They never.
Stubborn.
Well, stubborn and weenie, but the women when they come in, it's because it's true. We men just try at everything.
But are
Should
you
everybody
feeling
get a
better
lung
and are you
X-ray?
better?
No.
No. Only individuals who put themselves out there, who are smokers, who have chronic lung diseases. Those individuals, yes.
Okay.
But I think the key thing also to take away from this is you have to advocate for yourself and have someone there advocating for you as what you needed. And I think another key thing is prevention and try to reduce factors that can get you ill. Smoking, drinking.
Last time, how you doing now?
I'm good. You know, I don't do half of the stuff that I was doing in terms of work. I just got yelled at recently.
Yeah.
Because some people felt I was doing too much. And so I slowed it down because you don't want to relapse. I don't ever want to do this again. I don't want to have a spigot attached to me.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But, you know, this is what happens if you don't take care of yourself.
Did it change your outlook on life?
I don't know if it changed my outlook on life, but when he said to me, It's 1 day, 4 days for every 1 day you're in the hospital. That's how long it's going to take you to get well.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh.
A lot of rest.
So you got to rest. And so I'm not good at it. But I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
It's really no fun to be sick. Thank you both for taking care of Whoopi.
Thank you.
Very grateful for everything that you did for her. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Plus, Eric Stonestreet joins our family, and Allison Williams is hitting the table. This week on The View on ABC. He was just crowned the newest American Idol, and Lane Hardy is taking center stage live on The View tomorrow.
So welcome back. Apparently we're at the end of a giant era of pop culture. Came to close last night with the series finale of Game of Thrones. And this morning, there are actually counselors you can reach out to if you're having a hard time with it. Anybody having a tough time? Are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, people in the audience.
Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is sad.
I spent 8 years of my life watching this, and it was a horrible ending. Horrible. Bran is the worst. Sorry, that's a spoiler. But, like, he didn't do anything, and now he gets to rule. It should have been the mother of dragons.
Oh, Megan.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Oh, only on season 4.
I'm sorry, but it's all over the internet. I wasn't told I wasn't allowed to say it. I'm sorry, everyone. It's all over the internet. You would have found out one way or the other.
I have been avoiding spoilers.
As a dedicated fan who watched live last night, like everyone's supposed to, okay? It was terrible. I'm so disappointed. I would have told you my ending. I'm sorry you guys are so triggered by me telling the ending.
I'm
You're
only on season 4.
You guys are like genuinely upset.
I stopped.
Why is this a hot topic then if I'm not supposed to talk about
Because I'm only on season 4.
What? I didn't know that.
And wait a second, I'm on season 0. I have not watched anything.
Then I don't know why I have notes for a hot topic that I wasn't supposed to talk about.
I watched it. I did not watch last night. I watched it up until, and you might want to close your ears because I don't know where it falls. The Red Wedding ended it for me.
Yeah, that ended it for a lot of people.
I was like, what the... Y'all just killed... What?
Yeah.
I mean, and I have not been able to go back. I keep trying, and every time I see it, I get pissed off. I'm like, I can't believe you people did that.
I just assume that most dedicated Game of Thrones fans were watching throughout. I mean, I'm not the only one. There were like 48 million people that watched last night. You too, man. Thank you very much. But it's like, it's a huge show. And again, I think shows should be watched in real time. So if you're going to dedicate to it, it was a terrible ending. I was very disappointed.
I started watching it with my son because we wanted to watch it together. And then all the sex started happening. So we had to separate. So I couldn't watch it with him.
No wonder Steve
was
likes
like,
that
Mom.
show. I was wondering why my husband's watching it constantly.
Oh, yeah.
Just to roll it back, what were we supposed to talk about?
He was like, no, don't watch it.
So just so we
separated. So we're clear. I wasn't told no spoilers, and I wasn't told I couldn't say anything. So producers, next time, because apparently I'm going to get the wrath of the internet when I leave. I hope these guys don't follow me outside.
So there are counselors.
Why is this a hot topic then?
There are counselors who can help you cope. You can discuss your grief via Skype, phone, or face.
I'll leave the number now.
Counselors admit to that it's not unusual for fans to get emotionally attached to these storylines.
What are they annoyed at? What is it that they're pissed at?
That it's done.
Oh, that
well,
it's
apparently
over.
we can't talk about it because it's going to be sensitive for people.
They also said they didn't like the ending or something.
Yes, that's what people have been saying, and now we know why. Fans can book 30 or 60-minute sessions for about $25 to $51. If you want to save your money, get over it.
This is really one of those...